The following segment is sponsored by Dr. Troy Hall. Charleston is the inaugural host city for South Carolina Federal Credit Union's Global Leadership Exchange. So we are thrilled to welcome two great leaders to our studio. We have, first of all, leading talent retention expert Dr. Troy Hall, and then visiting Charleston, we have leader Constantine Comeros, all the way from the Philippines. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Dr. Troy, I want to start with you because you work here in Charleston. You're one of us. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, quickly.
I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for South Carolina Federal Credit Union, and the Dr. Troy program is part of the consulting services and speaking services that we do through our subsidiary.
Okay, and what you're doing right now, you brought him all the way from the Philippines.
Right, because mentoring is a very important aspect in organizations, especially when they want to retain their talent. So it's just one component, and we worked on a leadership program in September in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
And so this was another opportunity now to create that global leadership exchange.
You kind of swap places.
Yes.
He came here.
That's the plan.
So this is very interesting because you are a talent retention expert, and it was something I'd never heard of before. So you were kind of zeroed in on talent attraction. Like, why do you focus on that? Like, what does that mean?
So talent attraction or acquisition is what most organizations spend their time on. They spend resources and energies bringing new individuals into the organization, but their back door is just as open as their front door.
Gotcha.
So talent retention is the opportunity to retain that talent within the organization, and it can save the organization a tremendous amount of money. As a matter of fact, it costs about 25% of a salary to replace that person. And the organizational intelligence that goes out the door. So a $60,000 salary costs an organization at least $15,000 for the training and development, on top of what you were spending to acquire them.
Wow, so they are much better served to focus on the people that are here, keep them here, give them incentives, than to look elsewhere.
Absolutely, because what happens is that organizations create this cohesion culture. So part of this retention program, because people need to belong, they need to feel valued, and they need to be able to commit to something. So with all that process, people then are more inclined to stay, which is really great for organizations. And as Constantine and I have seen throughout the globe, this is an issue with companies. It's not just here in the United States.
It's everywhere. And you're working on a new book about this cohesion culture, because so many people need to learn this.
Yes, and it's all about the opportunity for the talent retention. You know, organizations claim that people are their #1 asset or the #1 resource in their organization. People is what makes your business work. It's what makes everything happen. And what we do know, because my PhD is in global leadership and entrepreneurship and studied specifically group dynamics, we know that cohesion can be studied. It is a causal impact to performance. Performance then leads to engagement. All organizations want engagement, but they forget to focus on cohesion first. They're so focused on the engagement part, like, oh, I want you to commit to the project. Oh, I want you to do this. I want you to get this done. You need to have people working together where they have a sense of belonging. I give you value and purpose. Every day when you come into the studio, you have purpose for what you do, because you're spreading information to the Lowcountry, and you get a great sense of value from that.
Can you be here every day?
Absolutely, every day. And so therefore you then strive to commit not only for your own personal self, but then to the organizational success of the station, and to your partners, and to the other people who work with you.
Yeah, it makes so much sense when you say it, and people aren't doing this, and you're here for 15 days.
Yeah.
So what do you expect to get? I imagine you're going to get a ton out of these 15 days in
Exactly.
Charleston.
So I'm taking part of the Global Leadership Exchange. It's amazing how South Carolina Federal Credit Union is taking me in. So they showed me around. So I'm taking a lot of learnings from these experiences. So I now know all the amazing things they're doing for their members. And the cool part is that they're also showing me the culture, the U.S. culture. So of that 15 days, I'm just taking it all in.
Soaking it all up.
Just feeling blessed being here.
While you're here. And to both of you, because you were in the Philippines before, you've worked together, why is culture and diversity important to both of you through all of this?
Well, in organizations today, it's no longer your grandpa's global. And those,
I like that.
So organizations now have cross-generational teams. They have cross-cultural teams. And it's real important to understand, because it's not this homogenous group of individuals who are living within 5 miles of their employment. People are coming from all over the world, and Charleston is a mecca for individuals coming from all cultures around the world. So you need to pay attention to the cultural diversity and inclusion so that you build cohesion within the team so they have that sense of belonging because they understand those cultural values. And the most important thing to understand is that Constantine's cultural values and my cultural values have similarities and differences, and because we understand them does not mean we agree with whatever they represent. It means we understand it, and that understanding is what brings about people feeling connected. And then I can help him feel valued because I'm not going to step on a cultural landmine and actually say or do something that would be insulting to him that might just be, you know, commonplace to me.
Yeah, what a treat for you to be
It's
here.
really important, yeah. Important so that we don't have to be the same, we don't have to be different, so we just have to understand each other. So the goal is not to talk the same or to look the same. As leaders, our job is to create that culture, that environment. So we need to push the conversation forward. So for every organization, we need to put cultural diversity front and center for us to move forward. So that's why it's really important.
Yeah, because people is what get things done. Tasks don't get things done. People do.
On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. But people, you have piqued so many interests. I'm sure viewers watching. Your book comes out when? Where can we go for more information?
It comes out in September, and you can check into my website, which is drtroyhall.com. That's drtroyhall.com.
We've got you. We've got your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter. You can find him. Just search Dr. Troy Hall.
Who is that guy?
Who is that handsome
Who is
man?
that
I
guy?
like the finger. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. We've got more Lowcountry Live right after this.